In these videos here, I trade on the pre-race horse markets on Betfair. I use small stakes to illustrate one very important point. If you are a beginner trader, you have to start with small stakes. If you try and trade with large stakes, you are guaranteed to lose money. You have to start with small stakes, you have to learn how the market moves, why it moves, and build up your confidence. And that is the purpose of my videos, to show you that even with small stakes, if you just concentrate on getting the trade correct and not focus on the profit, you'll progress really fast, okay? So we'll jump in and do some trading. So here we are at here, and there's one thing I spotted here. It's 20 minutes out, okay? It's obviously a very big race because it is already £135,000 matched. But I noticed one thing here. You can see the favourite. It's just sitting there teetering at 4. And still early days, right? There's the market's still growing, but there are a lot of horses here, and the favourite has over 50% of the market, which is a very large amount. So that is clearly a lot of money being matched here, and potentially a lot of support for this horse. So I'm going to pop in a £100 trade here. This is obviously a very long-term trade. And you can see the second favourite is drifting out, the third favourite is coming in slightly, and the fourth one here is just kind of trickling, drifting-ish. So I'm doing this on the basis, I'm doing this on a gut instinct, as always, just from experience and from trading markets and stuff. And I'm doing it, the main reason I'm doing it is because this horse has 50% of the market, is way out, and it's a huge field. So in my mind, it's very likely this horse is going to come down past the 4 mark here. Also because this is a very a lucrative point back, and so even if it only comes down and touches like 375, then goes back out again and starts drifting, I feel that it will probably come down here at some point, even if it's just for a short period. So I will place a few exit points here just to give myself a little bit of green to work with, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll come back in a few minutes. So you can see now it has been taken already, and because there's so much time left here, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to scalp out a tick here just on the 4, because there's still so much time left that my trade will probably be taken on the 4 here, and then just re-enter with another £100 there, just to do a quick scalp while I'm waiting. So I'll pause the video now, and I'll do that just now. And literally a few seconds after I did that, a big stake came in of £6,000 and took out a bunch of positions. So it's a bit of luck on our side. So now that's taken out a huge chunk of my trade already. But it's I may as well just take it, I guess, because equally at this point here, the chances are the price is going to correct itself right now and come back up again. But I'll just basically exit the trade here. Basically because that's a huge chunk of money, and I'll wait for this to correct itself if it does before I re-enter. And at this point here, I'll just sit back and wait a little bit longer. So as you can see now, the favourite is continuing to come in here. Obviously, a mistake of mine. I should not have. I should have just put in the 100 and just left it. But that's just the way it goes. Obviously, I had no way of knowing that a huge stake was going to come in. There's been another one come in just now, a few seconds ago, which pushed the price down even further. But it's just one of those things. At least I got the trade correct in terms of the direction, and that's all that matters, right? So at this point here, I will basically, at this point, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait until like sort of 7-8 minutes mark before I start trading when the market picks up, because you can see there's no, there's no money being matched. It's like £2, £8, £2, £2, and so. Whenever a large stake comes in like that, it takes out a lot of positions, and then it doesn't really correct itself, or nothing happens. So that makes this type of market, this early, difficult to trade, because you have no real sense of the flow of the market. So that's why I'm not entering again, because I need a continuous flow of money so I can get a gauge of where things will go. But this is a good example here where very poor execution on my part, but I did call it. I did think it was going to come down, and it did, right? So this is one of the things, and I'll pause the video now. I'll come back in a few minutes, and I'll try and trade a little bit more. So with 7 minutes to go, the favourite has continued to come in. I've gone back to my usual £10 stakes. There's not really not much to go on. As I said, the market isn't really filling up. But what I will do, I'm going to position myself here on a couple of these horses here, just because they seem like they're drifting out quite heavily. And so these positions here are quite good points for me to get ahead of the queue and get myself in a good position and scalp out a quick tick on these high-priced horses, because you can see these are both drifting out here right now. There is actually one horse here that's coming in quite a lot that is affecting the price. So, you can see there's not really much happening, is there, at all? So, the favourite here is continuing to come in. Now, obviously, at this point here, I am very annoyed with myself for not just having that trade in, leaving it. But mistakes happen. I'm not going to let that mistake affect how I trade this horse, because there's no point. Okay, because I'm going to have another 10, 15, 20 chances to correct that today. So there's no point in getting upset if a trade doesn't come off properly or something happens or whatever. Okay, so whenever that happens, you miss an opportunity. I would have made like £20, £30 profit now. Don't worry about it, because you'll have many more chances to do that again. But as this horse now approaches the freeze, I need to make a decision here about what I need to do. You see my trade's been taken here on this horse here. Hopefully I get scalped out pretty quick, which I reckon it will be. Yeah, it's been taken there, and you can see the second favourite here is also crashing out quite heavily. And at this point here, you can see, this is a large move from this favourite. Now, you have to ask yourself, how much longer can it continue? So right now, I am tempted to delay it at some point here, with anticipation it is going to come creeping back out again. But I might be too late for that now. And the market is only now starting to pick up, so I'll probably jump in here with a few trades. So I'm gonna jump in just here on this second favourite here and see if I can ride this downward trend here, because it does seem like this one here has drifted out a long way from 5s up to like 9s and 10s here. So it does seem like this horse is destined to come in a little bit at least, because otherwise that's a huge drift. As you can see, my second trade's been taken and matched straight away, which is good. Because now I'm ahead of the queue here on these trades here, so I'm in a good position there. I'll probably scratch these here, and I'll probably move the other horse in here because that's shorter odds. And you can see again here, I just missed this here. You can see again, I called it. I thought it was going to come back down again, and I literally just missed the entry by like a few seconds. And again, I made a mistake, not a big deal, right? Just get rid of these trades here. Actually, I'm not going to re-enter now because the market has changed for me. You can see I've been matched here again on this horse here, which is good. And you can see this favourite is starting to slightly drift now. So I guess from this trade here, every market is different. From this market here, I guess the lesson is, if you make a mistake, if you mess up an entry, if you exit too early, or if you make a mistake, don't worry about it. Just get out of the trade and reset, and just basically start again as if you've just entered the market. Okay. So let's see what we can do here. I'm quite keen to trade the second favourite here, just because I feel this price should be shorter than this, but that's just my own opinion, really. Let's see. I am thinking here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to jump in here on the second favourite. And again, I've been a bit too late there. But yeah, okay. So I'm going to jump in here on this second favorite here, just for a couple of £10 stakes, just because I do feel this price should be lower. And there's nothing really. There is money coming in for favorite now, but these other ones are drifting out. And I will just leave this here for a few seconds to see if I can get a couple of ticks profit from this one. What's the first one taken? Let's see if the second one gets taken here. Nope. I will just hover this over here to drag up if the price goes against me, especially now because there's only 1 minute left here, so I'm not gonna risk anything here. With 66 seconds on the clock, I will just scratch this out there for a small profit. And you can see the favourite is coming in. So, you know, overall, you know, I executed this very, very, very poorly. I made a few mistakes. I missed 2 good moves. I missed a huge move on the favourite. But you know, even then, even despite that, I was still able to produce a roughly £6 profit here. Hopefully this here gets taken. I'll let this. Oh no, it's going against me. Okay, I'll scratch that out there. So yeah, I was still able to produce a £6.55 profit. You know, very straightforward. And the beauty with this is that even when you make a mistake, even when you cock up and you completely miss an entry or you completely miss an exit point or whatever, it's not a big deal, because as long as you just reset and keep reading the market, you're literally getting 10, 15, 20, 30 chances per race to make these profits. Okay, so you know, if that kind of thing happens, don't worry about it. Just reset and go back in the market. All right. So I'll now, you know, the horses are just about to go off here. So I'll now jump on the next race.